Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for choosing Across the Fence. I'm Will Michael in for Fran Stoddard. The University of Vermont has 18 Division I athletic teams. Fencing is not one of them. But whether you're an expert fencer or just starting out, students can join the UVM Fencing Club. Keith Silva tells us more.
It's fun.
When Lucia Rasconi came to UVM, she brought along her fencing saber. She knew she wanted to take part in UVM's fencing club. What this junior Olympian didn't know is how quickly she'd become club president.
The first day of practice I showed up and they told me, hey, they're looking for someone to step up as president.
Ready, fence.
I stepped up and I said, sure, if you need me, I'll do it.
Rasconi is an animal science major in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. She grew up in Connecticut. Before she was a catamount, Rasconi was a Guilford High School Grizzly.
The team was massive. It was about 60 to 70 people. We won states. We win states like every year, and it was just so much fun. And it was, not only do I really love the sport, but I also like just the people on the team. I made a lot of connections my high school career, I guess, and I wanted to make some more connections through fencing. And it also helps me stay active, stay healthy while having fun at the same time.
The team Rasconi inherited is nowhere near the size of her high school team, and her teammates have far less experience than she does. Take, for example, Sam Blackman from Pownell, Vermont.
My dad did it in college, and he told me about it. He said it was pretty fun. He did it for a little bit, and so I saw that they had a fencing club here, so I decided to check it out. It was really fun.
Fencing is a club sport at UVM, which means it's supported, financed, and organized by UVM's Student Government Association. Across the Fence first reported on the club in 2011 when the team was more robust and experienced.
There are two major schools of thought in fencing. One is that victory is excellence, and then the other is that excellence is victory.
I didn't see you on the attack that much.
The lack of experience on this year's team means Rasconi, even as a first-year student, has to be a coach as well as a teammate.
So what you want to do, this is why I always do this in my mind.
And take on all the responsibilities as club president.
It's definitely hard to balance school with being president of the fencing club, you know, because sometimes I can't attend practice because I have a test the next day or something comes up and I'm just not capable of going to practice. I just like seeing people gain a new skill and kind of break those boundaries of thinking that they can't do something, and then they actually finally do it. I'm like, see, I told you you could do it.
I don't think it's a super high bar to entry, but I guess to get good, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of physical conditioning.
Fencing, like many other sports, is easier and more exciting to play than it is to understand or watch.
When somebody first watches a fencing bout, usually they're disappointed. I know I was, because when I thought of fencing, I was like, oh, sword fighting, cool. It's sword fighting, but not like what you see in movies. So a lot of people are disappointed and just right off the bat just think it's lame.
The joy of watching sword play in movies and TV is because it's just that, sword play. What Rasconi and her fellow fencers are after speaks to centuries of tradition, manners, and virtue.
There's a lot of patience in some of the weapons, and there's a lot of tactics, watching and evaluating your opponent, and there's a lot more that goes behind just the blade that you use. You have to play the sport to really understand the complexity of it, because it's just, there's way more than you ever thought that there would be. It's a gentleman's sport, and I mean that in an extreme way. There are so many rules that are put in place just for sportsmanship.
On guard. Ready, fence.
Artful strategy and elegant violence go hand in hand with fencing's rules and its tradition of fair play.
Beat attack to my right.
When you start learning fencing, you start learning basic footwork, how to move forward and backwards, which you would think, oh, that's super easy. No, it's not. You have to move in a very specific way to, one, minimize target area, also to stay safe, and to move faster. So it's kind of a weird position, but basically you're squatting the entire time you fence. And then you start to learn different parries, which is blocking another one's blade from hitting you. And then you start to learn different attacks and how to lunge. And so everything that you watch in fencing is just a combination of different techniques.
For beginners like Blackman, fencing's appeal outdistances the skills it takes to compete.
For me, I kind of like to just go in and like start stabbing, but you want to essentially keep it to a distance that they can't stab you, but you are able to stab them in one fluid motion, which is why we rely so much on lunging. Yeah, distance is very important. I haven't quite learned all the finer details of that yet, but I'm trying.
One aspect of fencing that goes beyond experience is the fun that comes from the camaraderie of competition.
It is also just a very fun sport to do, like, and just come and relax. College is a pretty high pressure environment for a lot of people. It's a nice way to come blow off steam, but also like met a pretty great group of people here for fencing, and it's a very fun atmosphere, and it's a very fun sport. It's very interesting.
The satisfaction of beating away somebody's blade and making them completely miss is just extremely satisfying to me.
In the sport of fencing, steel sharpens steel. The epitome that strength comes from surrounding oneself with others who are strong. At the University of Vermont,
Ready, fence.
I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Our thanks to the UVM Fencing Club, and we also extend thanks and credit to UVM students Caleb May, who helped with the videography for that story, and April Gershman, who assisted with the story editing. One of the keys to healthy houseplants is knowing how and when your plant needs to be repotted. This is especially true for orchids. They don't grow in a pot of soil like other houseplants. So in today's Houseplant Hero segment, our master gardener shows us the best way to repot an orchid with great results.
Hi, I'm Judy Miro, a UVM Master Gardener, coming to you from the office of UVM's Master Gardener Helpline, and I'm here to help you become a houseplant hero by providing some guidance on caring for your houseplants. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to repot an orchid, a Phalaenopsis orchid at that. This little guy needs some help. He is not doing very good. He is in the wrong pot. This pot doesn't have any holes at all. No drainage. So as you can see, there's no drainage holes below. This is not ideal for any kind of orchid, particularly a Phalaenopsis. So we have a orchid pot. It's got slits on the side and on the bottom. So just about the right size to redo. Anytime you get an orchid, many of them will come potted in sphagnum moss. And while that's great for purchasing, you don't want to keep it in that pot. So as soon as you get it home, get it really wet and then pull all the sphagnum moss off of the roots. And then get yourself some good orchid mix. It'll come with charcoal, fir, pine bark. It's a really dry mix. That's what you want. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to repot this little guy. So I start off with just a little bit of mix in the bottom of my pot. We're going to snip off any dead or dying roots. We just want the healthy ones. So anything that's salvageable, we keep. Anything that's dead or dying, we snip off. We don't want to promote root rot. That's the killer of a Phalaenopsis orchid. So anything that's dead goes away. Anything that's healthy stays. Whoops. All right, so that looks good. Time to repot them. These little aerial roots are going to stay above. These little real roots are going to go down below. Great, there they go. They're going to go in the pot. Aerial roots stay above. Got it? Okay. There we go. A couple of handfuls of new bark. And we're just going to gently put it in around the plant. Might need a little help, but we're going to make it work. Oh, He might be too big for this guy. I'll put him back in. Just remember to keep those aerial roots above and all the other roots below. And I'm going to give them a little mist. So we want to keep them moist. Because he's looking kind of dry. If you don't have an orchid pot, no problem. But best to use a clay pot if you can. All right, a little more mix. We're almost done. He's looking better already. Pretty soon, he's going to have some flowers. I just know it. And there you have it. A repotted Phalaenopsis. Whoops. I think he looks pretty good. And you can already see his aerial roots have turned from that white silvery color to green because we've sprayed them up, got them all moist. He looks awfully good to me. He looks much more happy too. Ah, this pot, not really good. There we go. So remember that by providing your plants with the conditions and care they need, you too can be a houseplant hero. For more information on houseplants and home gardens, visit the UVM Extension Master Gardener website and see our Garden Resources page, or contact an Extension Master Gardener volunteer at the helpline. The phone number is on the screen. This is Extension Master Gardener Judy Miro wishing you happy growing.
Our thanks to Judy and the Master Gardener program, and as always, thank you for choosing us. I'm Will Michael, inviting you to join us back here each weekday afternoon for another visit across the fence.